we see more Fiesta Bowl magic? Liberty is trying to channel their inner Boise State and pull off a massive upset over number 8 Oregon. But can the Flames do it and end the year with a perfect 14-0 record? That's the question we're going to answer today. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. Ready to break down the Fiesta Bowl between number 23 Liberty and number 8 Oregon. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks at holiday special there for you guys, giving you every college football bowl game spread pick, still many games left to be played, and every NFL playoff game spread pick for one of the lowest prices in the country. We're winning big. We are winning very big, beating out over 80% of the national handicappers each of the last 5 years. By season's end, it will be each of the last 6 years. We're already on track to do it. So go check it out. Win big with us. Become a member of our GE Nation. Never too late or early to sign up. Again, the link for that down in the description below. So what a game, guys. What a game. I think many were kind of shocked to see Liberty get the New Year's Six Bowl nod. They beat out SMU just barely to get the Fiesta Bowl invitation to take on Oregon. The Flames 13-0 in year one under Jamie Chadwell, but they did it with a very, very easy schedule. One of the worst strength of schedules in the entire country, but yet here the Flames are. Oregon was just one win away from the college football playoff, and for the last decade, that feels like what it's been. We have seen Oregon in the regular season be one win away from making the Pac-12 championship or making the playoff, and they fall just short. That was once again the case this year, losing a rematch against Washington in the Pac-12 championship game. Had they won that, the Ducks more than likely would have been playing in the playoff, but unfortunately they lost and now are playing in the Fiesta Bowl. But still a big game, and the Ducks are not going to go down without a fight. They really aren't facing too many opt-outs or too many players transferring out. They want to be in this game, and they want to beat Liberty. But do they want it more than the Flames? Take a look at the offenses, guys. What a game this is going to be. It's the number 2 overall offense in Oregon taking on the number 3 overall offense in Liberty. I mean, how awesome is that? You start with the Flames. Number 3 overall, as we mentioned, averaging 514.9 yards per game. They have the number 1 rushing offense in the country. Liberty rushing for 302.9 rushing yards per game. So it's not Army, it's not Navy, it's not Air Force, the traditional military academies that just bully you up front. It is Liberty. They don't even run the triple option. Liberty that is beating teams on the ground. They have rushed for at least 300 yards in 6 of their last 7 games. Had 393 rushing yards against New Mexico State in the Conference USA Championship. Had 441 yards in the season finale against UTEP. It's absolutely unbelievable what they're doing up front on the ground. And a major reason for their success across the board is their leader, Caden Salter, who has thrown for over 2,700 yards and 31 touchdowns, but has also rushed for over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. So Salter, 43 total touchdowns, and that quarterback is a 1,000-yard rusher. Their running back, Quentin Cooley, is also a 1,000-yard rusher, over 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns on the year. So Liberty has 2 1,000-yard rushers. They have 6 players that have rushed for at least 100 yards, and they have 4 players, including Salter and Cooley, that have rushed for at least 500 yards. They are deep, guys. They have a lot of depth. They have a lot of talent. They can beat you with Salter. They can beat you with Cooley. They can also beat you with just about anybody else on their roster. C.J. Daniels, their leading wide receiver, is averaging 21 yards per catch with 988 yards and 10 touchdowns. They've scored at least 31 points in 12 of 13 games they played, averaging 40.8 points per game on the year. Liberty is extremely fast, they're extremely efficient, and they're extremely tough to stop. It's going to be a test for Oregon. You look at this game, you see the spread, you say Oregon's 10 times better, move on. Liberty is going to pull out all the tricks. I mean, this gives me Boise State versus Oklahoma vibes from 2007. It's giving me those old Fiesta Bowl vibes. Do not overlook the Flames. Oregon, on the other hand, their offense is elite too. They're actually better than Liberty statistically. Number 2 in the country for the Ducks. They've scored at least 31 points in every single game, averaging 44.2 points per game this season. And as we mentioned, the Ducks aren't dealing with a lot of opt-outs. They're not dealing with a lot of transfers. It was a surprise to some that Bo Nix is playing in this game. The star quarterback for the Ducks ending his collegiate career one last time in the Fiesta Bowl. Over 4,100 yards on the year for Bo Nix. 40 passing touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Unfreaking believable for Bo Nix. Bucky Irving, their star running back, is also playing in this game. Over 1,000 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns on the year for Irving. Troy Franklin, who has over 1,300 reception yards and 14 touchdowns, he is opting out. So they will not have Franklin at their disposal. But as of right now, they're expected to have plenty of other weapons as well, such as Tez Johnson, who has 1,000 yards on the year. We expect him to play at least at the time of this video. So this is an Oregon team that for the most part offensively will be at full strength. They will have their star quarterback. They will have their star running back, and are going to be very, very, very difficult to stop for a Liberty defense that really isn't all that great. Keep in mind, guys, not dogging on Liberty. We are not dogging on Liberty at all. But they have not played anybody on their schedule. The toughest and best teams they've played were New Mexico State. They faced the Aggies twice. They beat them twice. One of those was in the Conference USA Championship game. But outside of that, Flames haven't really beat anybody worthwhile. I mean, they beat Old Dominion, they beat Western Kentucky, they beat Bowling Green, all of those bowl teams. But no one nearly as good as Oregon. Right? They didn't really play anybody that elite. The Flames guys are giving up 243.5 passing yards per game. They're 23rd in the nation against the run, only allowing 113 rushing yards per game. But in their two biggest games against the Aggies, they allowed 177 rushing yards to them in the championship game and 170 rushing yards to New Mexico State the first time they met. It can be done. You can run against the Aggies. And look, New Mexico State, solid team, right? They ran all over Auburn. So New Mexico State's not a bad team. They have a very potent rushing attack, but you could argue and would argue that Oregon's is better. What Liberty does thrive in is takeaways. Liberty Flames have 21 interceptions on the year, and that's what they're going to need to do. They are now facing the best team and the best offense they have faced all year long. Find a way to force that best team you've seen into mistakes. If you do that and you give this number one rushing attack and you give that offense, the number 3 offense in the country, opportunities to score, especially with favorable field position, Liberty will take advantage of it. They will. So Liberty's got to find a way to force Bo Nix, who does not make mistakes, has 3 interceptions on the year. Find a way to force him into mistakes. Find a way to force him into turnovers. Find a way to generate pressure on Oregon. If you can do that, they have a chance. No doubt about it. Oregon defensively. Dan Lanning, he's a defensive-minded coach. Therefore, they have a good defense. Top 25 unit, allowing just 320 yards per game. So, Liberty is averaging over 300 rushing yards per game. Oregon allowing just a little over 300 yards per game total. So this is a very good Oregon defense. They're 11th in the nation versus the run, allowing just 97.5 rushing yards per game. So boom, there you go. There's your battle. What's going to give? Will Oregon's rushing defense crack, or will they rise to the occasion and bottle up that Liberty offense and say, look, Caden Salter's got to beat us solely through the air. There will be no running. We're going to contain the quarterback. We're going to contain the running back. If Liberty wants to win, they've got to air it out. That's what Oregon's got to do. So what's going to give you the best rushing attack in the country versus the 11th best rushing defense in the country? It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fun battle. Oregon guys, though, they're just a different breed. They've held 8 of their 13 opponents this year to under 100 rushing yards. The most rushing yards they've allowed all year long was 174 in week 2 to Texas Tech, and they won that game in Lubbock. They have 34 sacks on the year. Liberty's only allowed 9, so the Flames are doing a great job up front with their offensive line. But again, now facing not just the best offense they've seen, but arguably the best defense that they've seen. Can Oregon win that battle in the trenches? Or really, we should say, can Liberty win that battle in the trenches and protect their quarterback, still get enough push up front to allow this team to rush for at least 200 yards? That's what they're going to need. They're going to need at least 200 yards, which would be well below their season average, but could be enough to give the Flames a chance, and also would be the most rushing yards Oregon's allowed all year long. So what's going to happen, guys? This Fiesta Bowl is tricky, right? It's tricky. It's a game where Oregon's a massive, massive favorite. I don't think anybody's given Liberty much of a chance. And a lot of the times, underdogs, it's how they like it. They like to be doubted. They like to not be given a chance. And that just makes the win that much more sweet, more shocking. It makes this team more motivated. And there's no doubt Liberty's more motivated. They're in their first ever New Year's Six Bowl game. They're undefeated. They're facing a phenomenal team. They've got a great coach. You got an Oregon team that certainly is not nearly as motivated as Liberty. They would much rather be playing in the playoff. But because seeing that Bo Nix is not opting out, seeing that Bucky Irving is not opting out, you can tell the players do want this win. They want to win this game on a high and end this game on the season on a high before they depart for the Big Ten. Oregon, guys, ultimately is going to win this game. And I, in a way, see this maybe being like Oregon's win over Colorado earlier in the year. Dan Lanning has his team ready to go, fired up. Liberty, a phenomenal team. Colorado at the time was playing good football, and Dan Lanning said, look, we're going to go out there and we're going to dominate. And that's exactly what they did. They bottled up the Colorado run game, held them like 40 yards on the day. They were sacking Shadur Sanders left and right. It was an absolute beatdown. And I'm not saying Oregon's going to win this game like 40-6 or anything like that, but I do think they win this game by at least 14 points. Liberty's going to pull out all the stops. They're going to pull some Boise State. They're going to get in the end zone. They're going to have some explosive plays, and it will be closer than we think, maybe for a little while. But ultimately, Oregon is too fast. They are too big. They are way too good. Liberty has seen nothing like this team all season long. Credit to the Flames for getting to this point, but Oregon will send them home with their first loss of the year. The Ducks will clinch a 12-win season and will enter 2024 in the Big Ten, where they hope to finally break through and make the college football playoff, especially now that it will expand to 12 teams. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube, taking Oregon to win the Fiesta Bowl over Liberty. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks, that holiday special there for you, giving you every college football bowl game spread pick, every NFL playoff game spread pick for one of the lowest prices in the entire country. It is never too late to sign up. It is never too early to sign up. Go take advantage of it and win big with us today, beating out, again, over 80% of the national handicappers each of the last 5 years. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.